Hey, Fanboy Nation.
This is your pal Daffy Duck, and you're watching.
We're watching
You're watching Fanboy.
Fanboy.
A fanboy, etc.
Fanboy Nation.
Dot, I assume Tom.
Well, the bat is out of the bag, and we're looking to have a wicked good time as I get to chat with Ruby Rose, who hopefully doesn't X me out of this conversation for all the horrible puns I'm making. But today we're talking about SAS, Red Notice. How are you today, Ruby?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
You know, I can't complain. I get to talk to you, an Australian badass, boxer, model, everything else that's going on, actress, currently the queen of action films. I think you've taken over for everybody else, including the men.
Thank you. I think. Yeah, you're right. I am very blessed that I get to do a lot of physical roles.
Yeah. You get to work with Andy Serkis on this one, Tom Hopper, Tom Wilkinson, you know, some real lightweights in this instance. but you're having a great time. Take us into the role, take us into the film. I mean, this is kind of a cat and mouse revenge game where you play Grace Lewis as part of this family of paramilitary private contractors.
That's right. I mean, you just summed it up for me. And we do, and we have these jobs that we're hired to do, which usually involves anything from clearing out villages to allow pipelines to go through, whatever the government, whatever whoever is hiring us require us to do. So my job isn't always the nicest, that's for sure. There's some things my character does that are quite deplorable, but she and her family do what they're told. And my father, Tom Wilkinson, an amazing actor, you know, just so brilliant. He plays my father, who's also a psychopath. I am also a psychopath in the film, in that I'm on the spectrum of psychopathy, along with other characters in the film. And one of the producers, who the book is based, you know, who wrote the book, which the film is based on, he is a psychopath. And we had him on set all the time, and we got to ask him about these wild situations and what he would do in that situation. And I really learned the physical part was one thing, but as you know, I've done a few of those. It was the psychological aspect that I spent the most time delving into.
Yeah, we weren't expecting a romantic comedy with this one at that point. And the sociopathic aspects of how everyone is still at times really calm and very calculated in the decisions that they made. That adds for a level of tension that the audience hasn't expected in film in quite a while. Was that part of the huge draw, other than, of course, you know, working with Tom, who's an amazing actor, and Andy as well?
Tom and Andy were icing on the cake. I had no idea I would be working with them. I knew that Sam Heughan was attached, and then I was attached. And then as they filled out the cast, I was like, are you kidding me? This is going to be fantastic working with these people. But yeah, I think the calmness that someone with like that's on the spectrum of psychopathy experiences is the most fascinating. And that's why I would often meditate in my trailer before we'd go in and do these big scenes, because you can't really fake it, you know, or you can, but it feels like acting. So what happens when someone with psychopathy gets in a scary situation or fight or flight survival mode is their pupils dilate to let in more light, to see more. Their breathing slows down and their heart rate slows down. Whereas, as you know, myself and a lot of other people, it's the opposite. You know, it's like our breathing speeds up, our heart rate speeds up, we start sweating, we make weird decisions, it's very different. And so I loved that it was like a zoom moment where it's very still and peaceful and calm, whether there's explosions, whatever's going on, because all they're thinking of is, how do I just get rid of this noise and get to where I need to go?
Ruby, unfortunately, we're running out of time. I could talk to you all day. You know, I would be remiss to say the only thing that bothers me about you is that your American accent's better than my own. Where can we find you on social media, and let us know when the movie is coming out?
You can find me on social media. I think I'm just Ruby Rose on everything except Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. And the movie comes out, oh God, guys, someone help me. I think it's the 12th of March or the 16th of March.
16th.
I guess they're not going to tell me. It's definitely the 16th of March.
Ruby Rose, thank you so much for your time. Again, SAS Red Notice comes out March 16th. You know, have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.